Low-altitude kamikaze drones and high-speed stealth commandos are heavily swarming the northwestern islands, pushing frontline defenders to the brink of absolute collapse. The Republic of Korea Marine Corps faces total tactical isolation because a dense hostile anti-access and area denial network completely blocks conventional air support. This lethal multi-domain chokehold traps vulnerable amphibious transport units inside the radar crosshairs of coastal artillery, leaving elite troops exposed to instant destruction. How can an amphibious task force establish a vital beachhead when the entire littoral airspace is tightly locked down by a relentless low-altitude adversary? The definitive strategic response materialized on May 26, 2026. South Korea Defense Acquisition Program Administration officially declared that the newly engineered maritime attack helicopter, designated as the KAI MAH, has successfully completed its intense live fire qualification phase. This milestone marks the first time an entirely domestic rotary wing combat platform has validated the integration of advanced air-to-air guided defense. Developed to shield transport formations across highly contested coastlines, this platform provides independent tactical sovereignty directly to Marine commanders. By eliminating dependence on standard Army heavy assets, Seoul is deploying a dedicated shield to crush unconventional infiltration tactics along the volatile northern limit line. This development permanently alters littoral combat doctrine across the strategic Indo-Pacific theater. Before we go on, if you want to stay ahead of the curve on global military breakthroughs, subscribe to the channel right now and hit the notification bell. Will this domestic aviation breakthrough effectively neutralize the rising threat of autonomous swarms along the border? Share your thoughts in the comments below and tell me where you are watching from. To truly grasp the tactical evolution of this domestic platform, we must examine the advanced engineering integrated within the KAI MAH. Rather than building a dedicated gunship from scratch, aerospace designers optimized the rugged maritime airframe of the MUH1 Marineon utility helicopter. This structural convergence yields a highly durable combat asset, specifically hardened against harsh saltwater corrosion. The platform features an automated main rotor blade folding mechanism, allowing efficient storage inside the cramped hangars of Dokdo-class amphibious assault ships. For target acquisition, the crew utilizes a high-definition nose-mounted electro-optical infrared sensor suite synchronized directly with advanced helmet-mounted displays. This allows pilots to lock weapons onto hostile assets simply by shifting their gaze. The firepower configuration of the KAI MAH establishes a lethal four-layer combat envelope. Rapid close-in suppression relies on a nose-mounted M197 20mm 3-barrel rotary cannon. For long-range heavy engagement, the platform deploys the intelligent Chungom anti-tank guided missile. Possessing an active operational range of 8 kilometers, this weapon integrates artificial intelligence image recognition algorithms, allowing it to track hidden armored columns autonomously. Precision littoral strikes against fast-moving sea craft are executed via laser-guided 70mm rockets. Finally, the integration of Chiron short-range air-to-air missiles guarantees an aggressive self-defense bubble against low-altitude aerial threats. This versatile configuration provides the vital close air support needed to secure contested shorelines during the critical moments of a beachhead assault. However, this reliance on a modified utility transport frame introduces an unavoidable design compromise. Can an adapted multi-role airframe achieve the survival rates of a true narrow-body attack gunship when entering highly contested airspace dominated by modern air defense? The deployment of this domestic maritime asset directly recalibrates the tactical equilibrium across the contested waters of Northeast Asia. By achieving full weapon integration for the KAI MAH, South Korea effectively seals a critical vulnerability within its littoral maneuver doctrine. This dedicated airborne shield operates seamlessly alongside amphibious task forces, transforming vulnerable coastlines into a highly defended environment. This operational autonomy establishes a formidable barrier against hostile, unconventional incursions and directly disrupts the offensive calculations of regional adversaries. This shift in power introduces deep tactical considerations for neighboring capitals, forcing a reassessment of frontline infiltration strategies. Pyongyang continues to monitor these aerospace advancements with intense scrutiny, often responding with heavy coastal artillery drills and provocative naval maneuvers along the border. The integration of advanced artificial intelligence algorithms into the Chungom missile network signals a significant jump in South Korea's precision strike capability. Meanwhile, international military analysts note that this development elevates the domestic defense industry onto the global stage. By proving that the nation can independently manufacture and weaponize maritime combat helicopters, Seoul decreases its reliance on foreign supply chains and solidifies its position as a major security exporter. This burgeoning capability directly supports the broader security architecture of the Indo-Pacific by offering friendly nations an accessible high-technology alternative for coastal defense. As these robust formations prepare for mass production, the traditional advantages held by asymmetric forces are steadily diminishing. Will the widespread introduction of this domestic amphibious weapon system successfully deter frontline border provocations, or will it force regional adversaries to deploy more advanced electronic warfare counteractions to neutralize the automated missile guidance networks? As the Joint Chiefs of Staff prepare to finalize the evaluation program by August 2026, a profound engineering question mark hangs over the actual combat survivability of this naval platform. Despite the successful integration of its highly advanced four-layer armament, the KAI MAH remains bound to its transport ancestry. Because it modifies a wide-body utility framework, the helicopter possesses a significantly larger radar cross-section and lower thrust-to-weight agility compared to dedicated thin-profile attack gunships. In a high-intensity multi-domain confrontation, this structural bulk makes the aircraft a massive thermal and visual target for modern infrared heat-seeking defenses. If forced into hot combat zones to suppress fortified coastal positions, this lack of specialized evasive performance could expose elite flight crews to extreme risk. This creates an essential tactical lesson regarding the limits of weapon hybridization. While adding artificial intelligence-guided missiles and short-range interceptors can dramatically boost the lethality of a logistics airframe, it cannot fundamentally alter the laws of aerodynamics and structural physics. True defensive independence is not merely about packing multiple weapons systems onto a single multi-role asset, but ensuring the underlying vehicle can survive the specific threat environment it was built to engage. As adversaries field denser concentrations of modern shoulder-fired air defense, networks the boundary between utility transport and dedicated frontline strike platforms becomes a critical point of potential failure. The ultimate test for South Korea's domestic aviation doctrine will be whether this practical compromise delivers sufficient survivability, or whether true littoral sovereignty requires a pure combat design. If an adapted airframe faces high-density electronic warfare and heavy anti-aircraft fire, can software and guided missiles completely compensate for physical vulnerabilities?